ready, cause this ain't funny. My name's Amy Z and I'm about to make money. Hi everybody, it's me again, Amy from the Zula Mercantile, and today we're going to switch it up a little. We're changing things around. I'm in Colorado, and you may have heard that we had, well, they're calling it a blizzard. We had a blizzard this weekend, so that kind of made it impossible to go to estate sales because everything kind of shut down. We got about 16 inches at my house. It's really pretty out and things are good now. Everything's plowed. We can leave the premises now, but there are still not really any sales near me to go to. So anywho, on Wednesday, before the storm started on Thursday, I did hit one estate sale, and I got some really fun things that I want to tell you about that I got from there because they're really out of the ordinary and things that you might not look for reselling. So I think that it's important for us all to kind of diversify. I mean, sure, if you have your niche, if you're a clothing seller, great, sell clothes all day long. That works. People make a ton of money doing that. I sell anything and everything. I love to try new things. So I did pick up some great stuff, just a few items at the sale. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to do a what sold for the first half of March because I kind of feel like my what sold videos are a little long. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get going. I went to the sale. I picked up this bag of vintage crewel wool thread, crewel work people make with the framed, and it's like a bouquet of flowers or something. It's like an embroidery technique. There's 25 in here. This bag did cost me $5.28, and it looks like I can get $30 for it. That's what I'm going to shoot for. A lot of just 10 sold for 30 recently, and a lot of 20 sold for 25. So I'm going to shoot for 30. We'll see. Next, I saw these and really like my little sorceress senses just started tingling. I thought, well, gosh, these look good. Totally no price on these at all. These are Yankee Candle. Let's get them in there. They're scented icicles. Never heard of such a thing. She ended up charging me $1.28 for the 2-pack, and exact same thing, just recently sold for 25. So went for that. This here also did not have a price on it. I looked it up at the sale and was pleasantly surprised. She ended up charging me $2.28 for this. This is an Olympus 2 gigabyte Type M Plus high-speed XD memory card. Totally unopened, very sealed, brand new. And I think that I can, let's see here, the comps, the most recent sold was $80 for this exact same thing, and one just a little bit before that for $60. So I'm gonna shoot for the $75 to $80 range on this one. And gosh, how easy to photograph and ship and store and all that. So hopefully that'll sell quickly. And then the last thing I got there is something that you might never think of, but this is a vintage ledger. There's a little sticky note. Again, no price on it. The gal at the register, she told me $2.28. That was like my magic number. This one, it says right inside of here, it is a Wilson Jones, and it has the actual ledger, the style number for it. It's brand new, never even been breathed upon, I think, which is good. Keep your eye out for these because, believe it or not, these are really good things to sell. Recent comps on similar styles, I couldn't find the exact same ledger, but $55 to $76 from just $2.28. So that is a no-brainer. Again, easy to photograph, easy to ship, easy to store for hopefully just a short while here at my house before I send it off to its new owner. So that's everything I got at that sale. The total I spent was $11.72, and the potential profit is $208. So you can't beat that. Keep your eye out for strange things that you might not have thought of before. Hopefully they have internet signal so you can just look it up on your phone really quick. You're going to be surprised at the things that you find that you wouldn't have thought of before. So that is it for that sale. Then it snowed and I was in for the weekend. I got a lot of things listed from my death pile. I also sold a bunch of things already too. So let's see here. We're going to start out with March, beginning at March 1st through the 15th. And then at the end of the month, I will do 16th through the end of the month. So here we go. First thing that sold here was this really cute. I kind of wanted to keep it, but I didn't. I got this at a private pick from a great gal who I bought a ton of stuff. She was doing a little clear out. So I paid $2.22 for this blouse. And I got $26 for it, giving me a total profit after fees and cost of goods, $19.56. And that one did take 3 months to sell. I'm going to take a little sipperoni here. Hold on. Okay. moving right along. The next one is, these are lithograph prints. The artist was Rosamond. She was really popular in the 80s, early 90s. When I saw this girl, this was at a yard sale. So when I saw this girl looking up at me, she was actually on the ground. I said, hey, how much for these? They were a little bit water damaged. So I knew that was going to affect the value, but the gal sold them to me for $1 each. And they did eventually sell here. To take 10 months to sell. I sold them for $49.99. And shoot, I don't have my profit. Let me just look. I'm resourceful. $41.67 was my profit on those. And we just sandwiched them. Looked like a giant record album going out for shipping. It was easy, and I'm so glad that they found a home. They're really pretty. All right, this one here is, I found this at an estate sale. It was brand new in its package still. It was from the 70s. The brand is Jasper. It was a vinyl framed backpack. It was really big, actually. But I got it for just $2.10, so I couldn't pass it up. Let's see here. Let me get my act together. The Jasper backpack, I spent $2.10. It sold for $40 even, and it took 4 months to sell. This one was a little more difficult to ship than I had anticipated, so I lost a couple of dollars on the shipping. I think $5 extra on the shipping, but that's fine. It's out of here, and somebody, I'm sure, is happy with that. And the next one, we talked about, I have purchased 2 of these really cool Mexican skirts at an estate sale. I sold one last month on Poshmark, you might remember. This one was flawed, so I sold it for a little less. I paid $15.90 for it. It sold for $90, even with the flaw. There was something up with the waistband, but I mean, in my opinion, easily fixable. So hopefully somebody resourceful was able to figure that out. The profit was $61.36, and that took 3 months to sell. Next up here is an Arc'teryx, which we all know that brand. Like, whenever you see it, we buy it, right? Well, I paid up a little bit for this button-up shirt. Their regular clothing is not huge for resale. I paid $10.74 for this shirt, and it sold for $35, but it only took 2 days. That gave me a very quick profit of $18.87. Nothing wrong with that. I'll probably still always pick up Arc'teryx just because I do like the brand. It sells quickly, but the outerwear is where you're going to make like the huge money on the Arc'teryx stuff. So keep that in mind. All right, now last July, somebody was giving away these ink cartridges, so I picked them up. They cost me $0. I sold them for $34, and the profit was $28.74. It did take 8 months to move these, but they're small. They just sat in one of these drawers right over here that you might see in the there we go. Okay. Oh, and then also on ink, make sure that they are not expired. So if you have some and you have had it listed for a while, check on it, make sure that it's still valid, because if you do sell it and it's expired, you're going to probably have to cancel the sale, or, I mean, you could communicate and see if the person still wants them, but these were new sealed and still hadn't expired yet. So keep that in mind on printer ink. All right, remember these, this is that Leatherworkers Pro Leatherworker kit. I got it at a yard sale for $13. It did sell for $52. Excuse me. So my total was $30. Total profit was $30.42, and that one took 3 months to sell. Okay, this one was an interesting find. On a whim, I decided to pick up 4 vintage Delta first class amenities kits. They were still sealed, brand new. So that was, if they haven't been opened, you kind of don't want to buy them because somebody may have used the stuff in there and you don't want that. So anyway, I paid $4 for 4 of these. They did sell for $29. My total profit was $20.18, and it took 3 months for those to sell. All right, this Toad & Co. You might recognize the sweater. I guess it was like a huge deal. It was a huge deal when I purchased it. I ran the comps, and they were selling for like $90. So I did list mine really high. I think I listed it at like $85, and I kept getting lowball offers, and I kept kind of getting annoyed at that. And then finally I rechecked the comps, and this has come down in value. So I went ahead and accepted an offer on March 8th for $57. I paid only $3 for it at a yard sale, so I'm still good on that. My total profit was $45.58. I would still pick it up again. That's a great profit from $3 for sure. Now look at these. Joy Mangano. The curse is broken. Joy Mangano and I are friends again. So I sold this set. This was the purple Better Beauty makeup bag set. There was 3 of them in there, brand new. I did pay $8 for these. They sold for $40. It took 4 months to sell those, and they profit for me is $24.97. And now, really not totally sure if I would pick up Joy Mangano stuff again. I still have some more to sell, so I'm still working on it. We'll see. All right, moving on. Next is a problem. I sold these AS98 sandals. They're really nice. As you know, that's a really good brand. Maybe you don't know. If you do, if you see something that's AS98, definitely take another look at it. Check the comps. Excuse me. In general, they do really well. Apparently, these sandals, they did have a problem. I sold them for $20. And then the gal contacted me saying that there's a sharp piece of metal sticking her in the heel. I didn't notice that. Of course, I never tried them on because they're too big for me. And I never try on the shoes. Sometimes, I guess, if they're my size. But, so yeah, they're currently in transit back to me now. She did pay $71 for them. So that would have been a nice sale. I'm going to have to just really check them out, see if I can fix it. Or I'm going to try to sell them as flawed because, like I said, I have $20 into these things. They're really cool. So hopefully I will at least make my money back on them. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know. Okay, next up was another mistake. 2 summers ago, I bought this gold Miss Me purse because, you know, Miss Me used to be really a big deal. And I thought, oh, I'll buy that. So I got it for $5. I've had it since summer of 2022, and it's finally sold for $15.99. So I made $8 on that purse, and I've been storing it for 2 years almost. So yeah, not going to buy that again. I'm never going to buy again. Moving along, this one here is the Arc'teryx. It's a pullover fleece. I showed it to you in a video where I got some things at thrift store. So this one here, this is a good money maker. I paid $8.90 for it, so less than I paid for that button-up shirt, and it sold for $80, giving me a profit. I'm sorry, I don't have that one either. Let's see if we can look it up real quick here. Let's see, $59.86 is my profit on that one, and I only had it for a month. So again, look for the Arc'teryx outerwear before you go jumping into t-shirts and things like that. But it's a great brand. So next up, this one I'm kind of sad about. He's not sitting on my shelf looking at me here every day anymore. But this was that little 9-inch wolf with real hair on him. Oh gosh, I paid $5.46 for him. He sold for $40, giving me a profit of $28.04, and it just took 2 months to sell, and he's still in transit. I wrapped him up real nice, so I'm happy for the person who gets him. He's really cool. So, all right, remember I told you about 2 years ago I bought a whole bunch of train stuff. This is one of them. This year what I'm doing is I'm lowering the prices on all of them and refreshing the listings to get them, see if I can just get them sold before I have to donate them or something, and it's working. So here's another one. I paid $5 for these 2 sets of, they're like re-railer tracks or something, HO size. Yeah, so I paid $5. They sold for $25, giving me a profit of $15.45, and those took 18 months to sell. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be in the train game ever again. We shall see. We shall see. Our next up is, this one's fun. It's at a yard sale. This is the Texas Sesquicentennial belt buckle, official, brand new in the box, and I picked it up, sorry, for $1 at a yard sale last summer. It sold for $15 and gave me a profit of $11.21, and that one just took 6 months to sell. So that was just kind of a fun thing. Glad somebody bought it. Okay, my hero found these next things here. These are the Kuroki's. 2 of those, they were 50 cents each, so we're in it for $1. They sold for $13, and that gave us a profit of $9.73, and it took 4 months for those to sell. I'm drinking again. Cheers. L'chaim. Okay. Next up is, we just talked about this in the last video. This is that Motorola phone that was from my death pile that I got for free a million years ago. So this one here, somebody sent me an offer for it for $15.50. I said, why not? Gave me a profit of $12.64, and that was just 3 days being listed. So great, it's already shipped off on its way to its person here. And then that same day, those leather pants that were also in the video, they sold. Remember, those were free. I sold them for $30, just like I said I wanted to, and they gave me a profit of $24.80, and they just took a day. I'm real happy about that. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I went to a yard sale. I bought two full 2 pieces each ghillie suits, because of course I want a ghillie suit. I want to try that on. They were $2.50 each, so it was $5 in. The first one sold for $25, giving me a profit of $18.21. And then the second one, it was a little bit better of a brand. Sorry, the first one was called Game Winner. And then the second one was Game Hunter. And the Game Hunters, they were, I guess it's the better brand on those. They sold for $47, giving me a profit of $37.25. So my total profit for both of those suits, minus the $5 that I spent on them, minus fees, was $55.56. And I did that in a week. And you can see by the picture here, we even got to try them on. So good all around with the ghillie suit. Yes. Okay, the next one, I don't think I'm going to buy this brand again. I'm never going to buy again. Morano Liquid Luxury. This was a brand new shirt. It looked so nice. I got it at the bins in November of 2022. And so I paid $1 for it. And it sat and sat and sat and sat. And I finally sold it for $19, giving me a profit of $15.69. And it was actually listed for approximately 18 months for that. So seemed nice, seemed like something I should do. Not going to do it again. So, alrighty, now this here, these Lucchese boots. You might remember a long time ago when I first started going to that warehouse sale, I ended up getting a whole bunch of cowboy boots from there, and they were all about $15 a piece. Some were less, some were a little more. These Lucchese boots were $15, which is a great deal for Lucchese boots, and I was in such a I was having a rush buying all that stuff from the warehouse. So I threw these in the pile to go with them, but they were flawed. There's a hole right in the middle of the sole. There's a tear on the back side. So anyway, the boots have sat for a long time, but I finally got around to just polishing them up with some quick leather cleaner and just really checking them out. And I got them all photographed this weekend and listed. These, since they were flawed, I just kind of wanted to move them. So I listed them for $69. Somebody sent me an offer for $65. Sold. Get them out of here, which is great. I mean, I picked them up for $15, sold for $65. It gives me a quick profit of $39.73 in just one day. So the other Lucchese's, the nicer ones, yes, I did price them a lot higher. But I was glad that somebody wanted these that were flawed. There's no other way to say it. And hopefully they can just get them fixed up and they'll be happy wearing them. So that's that. Next up is these Vans Disney Princess lace-up shoes, but they were tiny. Women's 6.5. Got them for $3 at a yard sale over last summer. Was it last summer? Yeah. They sold for $30. So my profit is $19.67. And those, let's see, I listed them last July. So under a year for those. So that's fun. Okay. Now, I did have some Poshmark sales as well. And I did want to make sure to listen because one of my favorite things that I've sold this year so far is on this list. And it's short, so we're almost done. Don't worry. Starting off with these Oxford Hall stainless steel. I picked those up for $5. They sold for $39, giving me a profit of $26.20. And those took only 3 months to sell. The next one here is a Kola Bar dress, which I also got at that private pick from that nice gal. She, let's see, that one was $2.22. Sold it for $32. My total profit was $23.60, and that one sold in 2 days. So Kola Bar, I will look at again for sure. The next one here is a Bari 100% cashmere sweater. I did get this at the thrift store for $10.74. It sold in just a week for $85, giving me total profit $57.26. Okay, Z by Zella. That was in the 99-cent sweater pickup, you might recall, and I said it was a mistake. Well, I'm eating my crow. I've made money on it already. I spent $1.15 on this jacket. It sold for $20. And my total profit in my pocket was $14.85. So not too bad for what I was considering a mistake. And that one just took about a month to sell. And then the last, oh, no. This one is my favorite thing I've sold this whole year already, the whole 3 months. This is a Wrangler racing jacket. Last summer, I picked it up at a yard sale for $1. And I thought, you know, it's a Wrangler jacket. I did not associate it with Dale Earnhardt, but this is a Dale Earnhardt Wrangler racing jacket. And I was so excited because I didn't even check the comps there. I'm like, this is a really cool vintage jacket. It's $1. I'm buying it, of course, no brainer. But this one sold for $170 on Poshmark. My total profit on that is $135. And it did take 10 months to sell, but who cares? This was great. I'm thrilled with this jacket. Keep your eye out for old Wrangler stuff. It could be affiliated with Dale Earnhardt, and that's always good for your keywords, good for selling, good for collectors. So keep that in mind. That is it. I hope that y'all had a great weekend. I hope you were able to get out and go to some sales, that you weren't stuck at home behind 16 inches of snow. But to be honest, it was good for me. I got a lot of things done. I got a lot of behind the scenes stuff done. I worked on my death pile, money pile. That's why we have those piles, so that when you can't get out and get new stuff, you have things around that you can sell. So whether you're listing your pile or if you're going out and buying new stuff, good luck to you. I will see you next week on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.